Life can be good for many of us. We have loving families, a home, a job, and friends. We feel in control, happy, capable, and confident. But all this can change, sometimes quickly, often over time. Job loss and illness come unexpectedly. Depression and anxiety creep up on us. Our habits, once seemingly harmless, become addictions. And sadly, our poor choices often do the most damage. Consider Robert. Not long ago, he was doing well with a wife and 2 young children and a job he enjoyed. But Robert had never really left his past behind him. He often struggled to forget the abuse he endured as a child, and he had to fight against the lure of a previous way of life, steeped in drugs, gangs, and violence. Despite his efforts, Robert found himself drinking again, and after time, this led to drug abuse. He was able to hold things together for a while, but eventually his life began to fall apart. He started arguing more with his wife, and he was often impatient and angry with his children. His work life suffered as well, and Robert was let go after too many absences and declining job performance. Robert's life spiraled quickly out of control after losing his job, and his wife asked to move out. He tried to stay with relatives or friends, but none could tolerate his addictions. Robert was finally and truly alone, as the darkness of his situation crept over him and despair took hold. At times like these, the Ventura County Rescue Mission offers a ray of hope to those with nowhere else to turn. For Robert, it began with a stay in our overnight shelter where he got hot meals, warm showers, clean clothes, and a safe place to sleep, a refuge from the streets. After deciding to join our free 10-month residential life recovery program, Robert was on his way to restoration. Robert received counseling, attended classes, and participated in job readiness training, all intending to set him on the right path again. He was able to resolve his legal issues, clear fines, and get his driver's license back. Just as importantly, Robert made new friends, brothers in Christ who shared his story of struggle and loss, but who were now speaking of transformation and growth. Robert came to know the redemptive power of God's love and mercy in his life and in the lives of those around him. He slowly began to restore the relationship with his wife and children as they began to sense and see real changes in Robert. After 10 months, Robert graduated the program. He was able to find a job and move into our transitional living apartments. He continued his growth in Christ by attending church, relapse prevention classes, and Bible studies. His family grew closer together, and Robert knew that he had finally left his old life behind. After a year in transitional living, Robert moved back home to a welcoming family. His life is not perfect, no one's is, but his life is now centered on God, and his family and his heart is filled with gratitude and love.